Okay, so I'm going to model write a setting description based on our video clip, The Lighthouse. This is part of our second lesson in our author inquiry. The idea of this model write and the idea of this lesson is that you are using expanded noun phrases to describe the setting, using those word choices and that vocabulary that you found and created yesterday. Hopefully you were able to share some of those with your peers and your friends to grow that list. And the idea of writing this setting description now is that when you come to write your story next week, your short story, you can take some of your setting description and you can use it again. So I'm going to start I'm probably going to start with the moon. A good idea when you're doing this model and when you're doing this lesson and for any writing task is I would have the video open at the same time just so you can keep jogging your memory, keep watching it, keep going back, and it will give you an idea of direction as well with your writing. So I'm going to start with the moon, and I'm going to pick the word from my list, just say luminous. So I'm going to start with pen. So I've got the luminous moon. It was a full moon. Was full. And as I watch the video, it's surrounded by clouds, so I'm going to have that. And I'm going to use a relative clause here to describe what the clouds are doing. So surrounded by clouds, which drifted by and they seem to drift by without a care in the world, really. End of first sentence. And if you look at what I've used there, I've got luminous moon. So there's my noun being described by an adjective. Was full, excuse me. Surrounded by clouds, which drifted by without a care in the world. I'm now going to go on to think about the waves. So where are the waves? Well, they're not up to the moon, so I'm going to go to down below. Comma, because that's a prepositional phrase. It's a sentence opener. You need a comma after that. Now the waves in the video seem quite rhythmic, so I've got to make sure I spell with rhythmic correctly here. R-H-Y-T-H-M-I-C. So the rhythmic waves were quite peaceful in my opinion, so I'm going to go for peacefully. Of course, if you don't want to use peacefully, you can decide how you want the waves to seem. It could be quite stormy, it's up to you. Peacefully, and they seem to roll as well, so I'm going to go for rolling. Up to the cliff face. As I'm pausing, it's because I'm looking back at the video. I can't stress enough, it's very, very important that you have the video open at the same time. It will really support you with this. So they're rolling up to the cliff face. Cliff faces sometimes are made of chalk, like they have a chalk material, so I'm going to go for lapping. Against the chalk surface. Full stop. Just in those first two sentences, I've definitely got expanded noun phrases because I've got luminous moon. I had the rhythmic waves, peacefully rolling up to the cliff face. But I'm not just using expanded noun phrases, children. Number one, I'm making sure it's cohesive and it flows. And number two, I'm making sure that I'm using other grammatical skills that we've looked at this year. So I'll do one more sentence. So now I want to get us up to the lighthouse. So now I'm going to say from another prepositional phrase, from high upon the cliffside from high upon the cliffside. Now I'm going to talk about the lighthouse. Now my lighthouse, I see it as being quite well preserved, so I'm going to go for a well preserved lighthouse. Now, what do lighthouses do? They protect. They almost like a guardian, almost like guarding something. So I'm going to go for a well-preserved lighthouse stood like a guardian. There's a simile. Oh, guardian in the night. Here we go. I'm just going to go for in the night, but you could add in an adjective before the night there. You could use for the time of the year, you could call it the summer night, winter's night if you wanted it to be cold, the chilling night. Ooh. So I've got from high upon the cliffside, a well-preserved lighthouse stood like a guardian in the night, protecting those around it. And I think that's enough. You could go on from there and you could talk about the beaming light, how, like, describing the light coming down from the lighthouse. You could talk about the town. You could talk about the lights in the town. You could talk about the tavern. You could talk about the people. There's lots of opportunities here to describe things. I would say, I mean, I've done there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm on my 7th line. I would say no more, children, than there. I would say if you're writing on every line, that is enough of a length for a paragraph. So that would be 7, 8, 9. That would be on my 10th line. I wouldn't be expecting any more than that for a setting description. So have a go. I look forward to seeing them. Please upload them to please send them in via email, or you can tweet a picture of them onto our Twitter page and we'll give you feedback based on it. If you want to access this video in a different way, I'll make sure it's available on our YouTube. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what you write.